Okay, let's be honest. Life insurance, it can be, well, confusing, right? And it's even more a head-scratcher when you're dealing with a pre-existing condition.
Definitely.
So today, we're going to take a deep dive into how asthma can impact your life insurance choices.
Sounds good.
We're going to be using some great insights from the folks over at Diversified Insurance Brokers, real experts in the field.
Yeah, they know their stuff.
By the end of this, you'll feel like you can tackle this whole life insurance thing head on, no problem.
You got it.
We're looking at some excerpts from one of their informational pieces all about life insurance when you have asthma.
Important topic.
For sure. And our goal today is to make sure that you feel totally informed. Like you can make these decisions about your life insurance and feel confident about it.
That's the key.
So let's jump right in. When you apply for life insurance, how do insurance companies even view asthma? Like, what are they thinking?
Well, it all boils down to risk assessment.
Risk assessment.
Right. They want to figure out your risk level, and to do that, they look at all sorts of things.
Like what?
When you were diagnosed, how severe is your asthma? How often do you have attacks? What meds are you taking? Have you ever been hospitalized for it? And, how well are your lungs actually functioning overall?
So it's not like a yes or no thing.
Nope.
It's not just, oh, you have asthma, check.
Exactly. It's much more nuanced than that.
It's kind of like how a little fender bender is way different for your car insurance than, like, totally wrecking your car.
Right. Perfect analogy.
So, okay, let's get specific. Let's say someone was diagnosed with asthma way back when they were a kid, but they manage it really well. They've got their inhaler, maybe haven't had a serious episode in years.
Right.
Do they get a different rate than someone who, let's say, was diagnosed as an adult and has been in and out of the hospital?
Oh, absolutely. The person who's been managing it well hasn't had any serious issues.
Right.
They're probably going to see much better rates. It's about getting a clear picture of your individual health history. It makes a big difference.
Wow. I never realized how much, all those little details really matter.
They do. They really do.
So what can people listening do? Is there anything they can do to maybe improve their chances of getting, those better rates?
Definitely.
Okay, good.
It's all about showing the insurance companies that you're on top of things. You're managing your asthma.
Right.
Things like staying at a healthy weight if you smoke, quitting smoking.
Yeah, makes sense.
And of course, following your doctor's treatment plan, like really sticking to it. All those things that show you're proactive, you're minimizing your risk.
So it's like taking control, basically.
Exactly. Being in the driver's seat.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about the different types of life insurance policies out there. You mentioned that even people with severe asthma, they still have options.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things people should keep in mind when they're trying to choose a policy, especially if they're dealing with severe asthma?
Okay, so the main types of policies are fully underwritten, simplified issue, and guaranteed issue.
Okay.
Fully underwritten usually gives you the best rates,
Okay.
but they're going to require a medical exam.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to look really closely at your health history, everything.
So that seems like it would be a good choice for someone who's, managing their asthma really well.
Exactly. Someone who's feeling confident about their health overall. Then there's simplified issue. It's like streamlined.
Simplified.
Exactly. You can often skip the medical exam, which is great,
Okay.
but you might end up paying a slightly higher premium.
So it's like a trade-off.
Exactly. Faster approval, but it might cost you a bit more.
Makes sense. Now, you said guaranteed issue. What's that all about?
Guaranteed issue is a fantastic option if you're having trouble qualifying for other policies.
Okay.
It's peace of mind. You're guaranteed approval, no medical exams, no health questions.
Wow.
However, you're typically going to pay higher premiums for that peace of mind,
Okay.
and there might be some limits on the death benefit, the payout.
You just said death benefit. Can you explain what that means, just for anyone who might not, be familiar with the term?
Oh, sure. The death benefit is just the amount of money the insurance company will pay out to whoever you choose, your beneficiaries.
Okay. Makes sense. So, to sum it up, if someone has mild, well-controlled asthma, they might be able to get a great rate on a fully underwritten policy.
Right.
But if their asthma is more severe, and maybe they've had a few trips to the hospital, a guaranteed issue policy could be the way to go for that peace of mind,
Exactly.
even if it costs a bit more.
Right. It all depends on your individual needs.
Right. It's not one size fits all.
No, not at all. And that's exactly why it can be so helpful to work with a broker, someone who knows the ins and outs.
Someone who can, walk you through it.
Yes, absolutely.
It does sound like it could be a lot to figure out on your own. So what does a broker actually do? What's their role in this whole process?
A good broker is like your advocate. They'll break down each policy, help you understand the fine print, guide you to the best one for your situation.
Okay.
And they can even negotiate with the insurance companies for you.
So they're like your personal insurance warrior.
Exactly, fighting for the best deal.
That's awesome. Like the experts at Diversified insurance brokers, right?
Yeah.
They really know their stuff, especially when it comes to helping people who have, pre-existing conditions.
They do, yes.
So today we've learned about how insurance companies look at asthma.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about the different kinds of life insurance policies.
Right.
And I think a big takeaway is how important it is to work with a broker who really knows what they're doing.
Couldn't agree more.
Before we wrap up, any final thoughts?
Yes, actually, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay, I like questions.
What's most important to you when it comes to life insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the price? Is it knowing you're covered no matter what? Or maybe it's finding that sweet spot somewhere in between. Think about what matters most to you.
Great question. Yeah, and remember, knowing this stuff, that's powerful.
Absolutely.
If you want to learn more, you can always check out the original source material.
Good idea.
We'll have links for you.
Perfect.
And don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Ask questions.
Right.
Make informed choices about your future.
That's what it's all about.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. MLTX